we're live at the Hive.
And this is Queen's Talk. So today we wanted to hopefully, we want this to be the start of the beginning of a series about women who are working in a male-dominated workspace. So the first person that we have is Laura Jones. She works for I think it's a gutter making factory, some kind of factory in North Carolina. She's going to tell us about it through video because she lives in North Carolina. So we got some video answers from her that we're going to go through. But we wanted to also say, if you are a woman who works in a male-dominated field, reach out to us so that we can continue this series and talk about it further. So do you want to go ahead and pull up the video where she introduces herself?
It's all in one.
Yeah, it's all part
Oh, it's all in one.
So the introduction will go with the first question. So you just want me to read that?
Yeah, sure.
So is it like I'm talking to Laura? Because Laura's about to pop up on the screen. And so Laura, can you introduce yourself? And when you took this job, did you know you were going to be the only female working there?
My name is Laura, and I do quality control at a plastics factory. No, I didn't. And actually, whenever I first started working there, I went through a temporary agency, so I wasn't sure if there were females or just males there, but there actually were a few females there whenever I first started. Now it's just me on night shift, the only female, and the rest are male.
Nice.
Okay. So I feel like I would be a little intimidated if I worked at a factory being the only female on night shift. What do you guys think?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Oh, and we forgot to introduce Amy. This is Amy.
Hi.
She's one of our baristas now at the Hive. She's never been on Queen's Talk, but she decided to join us today.
Yes, because we're missing Holly.
Yeah.
She's getting some ink, so we're excited about that. But yeah, this is Amy, and she works at the bar, and I just felt like I didn't have to introduce her because
Yeah, I
we
know.
work like
We're best friends.
yeah. I'm like
I'm here all the
everybody's
time. Even before I worked here, I was here all the time.
exactly. So thank you, Kayla. That was awesome. So for the second question, Laura, how do you feel being the only woman?
That one's kind of a tough one because there's pros and cons of that. I'd definitely say some of the pros is that I've made a lot of friends there and they all care about me. I definitely feel safe there. A lot of the men that I work with are old-fashioned, so do with that what you will. I'm not really sure how to explain that, but I don't mind being the only female there. They don't make me uncomfortable or anything like that. They're all very respectful.
Great.
Oh, yeah, that's important.
I love that. I'm really glad that's your experience because, and we were talking about this earlier. We all kind of have experienced, I guess you would say, gender dominant workspaces differently. So I've primarily worked in female with just mostly females, and just to kind of do the reverse of that, being well, I wouldn't know. On like a male working with all of us, they would go through a hard time in here, I guess.
They probably would.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I mean, because working with females, and I don't have a lot to compare it to, so it's really interesting to hear that. Can be hard in its own way, for sure. But, and then Amy, you're like a mixture, right?
Yeah. My career actually is an occupational therapy assistant, and when I did have coworkers, a lot of the OTs and OTAs mostly are females. From what I've seen, every once in a while you'll have like a male OT, but then a lot of the physical therapists and therapy assistants are male. So, I work alongside with male PTAs and PTs, and then a lot of female OTs. So I've kind of experienced a mixture, but no, I don't believe any time that I was in a workspace with mostly men.
I don't either.
Yeah.
So it's not really even like a thing for you. Like,
No.
you all just went in and worked and it wasn't really like looked at.
Right.
Right.
It was kind of like an even mixture, and we had such an awesome team in the therapy department. Like we all really loved each other, and we were all, we all had a really good time, and we all could joke around and things. And then I worked a lot on my own too. So, but we worked in retail for just a very short period together, and mostly
At
women.
Maurice's, yeah.
So
Yeah, that's interesting. And then Kayla's been in the car business, so
Yeah. So, my family owns a car business. We have a car lot, a tow business, a garage. So it's all very male dominated. And then we have 2 locations. So our Oak Hill location, we're all women there. Our salesman is a woman, me and Holly.
That's true.
And then we have Christy, our secretary. It's all women there. So, a lot of times when you go and buy a car, you just expect to be buying from a male salesman.
that's true.
But that's not the case at our car lot. So we experience a lot of that, mainly because, I guess, just because when men come there, they want to talk to a man about cars. I don't know. But like we have some customers who will only go to the Beckley lot to deal with Robert because he is, a man, and they don't want to talk to us. So
I can see that. Right.
yeah, like even with our tow service, our tow drivers, they're men, but a lot of times, all the time, Holly's the one who answers the calls. So they're talking to her. And then a lot of times when they come to pick it up, they're dealing with women too. So we experience that pretty much every day. Like a man being mad about having to deal with us at our car business. Yeah, it is hard a lot because most of the time they feel like they know more than we do. They try to undermine us. A lot of times they'll even like use our dad. They'll be like, I know your dad, so you should do this for us. Or so I feel like we can relate to this a lot, and maybe we can do our own episode or something on it because I'm sure Holly has a lot to say too.
Absolutely.
But
I think it's interesting to hear different sides, and I did want to comment. Obviously here at the Hive we are all females. I actually have a list of all employees and people affiliated with the Hive, so our vendors, and then the owner, both owners, me and Holly, and then everybody that affiliate. There's 15 people affiliated with the Hive, and they're all female. And I do want to say, I know there's struggles with all of us working together, but I think that we do really well here. And I think a lot of the reason I think we do really well here is because our mission is empowered women empowering women. So we want to be very uplifting of each other. And I think that's important because it's known for a lot of women to kind of tear each other down.
yeah,
So I think that's important. And I do want to say that we aren't, I wouldn't say perfect, right? Because
Yeah.
it's hard.
perfect.
And there's a
Right.
lot of people moving pieces within this business. But I think as long as you keep that, whatever gender you are, I don't know. I feel weird kind of just splitting it male, female, but it's just,
Yeah.
it is a thing. Amy's perception is when it's mixed, it's good. Or is it a gender thing, or is it just a personal thing?
I think it's respect. I think you need to have
yeah. Just
know,
respect for your
yeah.
coworkers, and regardless of if they're male or female.
Exactly. Because I don't
And
think
respect
it's-
is knowledge. I feel like that's a big thing too.
Ooh, I
like a
like
lot of
that.
people think that women don't know as much or something about a
Yeah,
certain
and just
subject.
stop.
Yeah,
What's
right.
the word I'm looking for when you're just quit being just so judgy. I know that's not the right word, but quit being like just coming in and just judging based off of that. And women are bad for that, and men are bad for that.
Yeah, everybody.
So it's just kind of like, even if you are in either side of it, keep an open mind, and just be a nice person.
Yeah.
right.
Oh my God.
But I think also, like just humility,
Ooh, that's a good word,
and
yeah.
don't be afraid to, do a certain job or help
Yes.
somebody out or feel like you're above any sort of job or anything, or
Just work as a team.
yeah,
Um,
be
and-
willing to help each other and like just have grace for each other too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that leads us into her next question. Actually, what's
Yeah.
the next one?
Well, so Laura, have you ever had a situation where you felt uncomfortable?
Oh,
So there was only a couple of times that I have ever felt uncomfortable there. or had an uncomfortable situation. And that usually stemmed from one of our temporary guys. They kind of come in there and they don't really know the deal in there, and they don't think that we take sexual harassment seriously, but we actually really do. So when something like that happens, if, I go to HR and let them know what was said to me, it's taken care of immediately, and 9 times out of 10 that person will be terminated. So we take it very seriously there. So I don't really worry too much about if I'm going to be made to feel uncomfortable, because if I ever am, then they'll probably be out of their job anyway, and I won't have to deal with it anymore.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think that whoever is running that place is doing an amazing job,
Yeah.
because you cannot have that. Even if we're talking about in this situation, probably, I'm sure, just male to female, like, that's very, very important in that situation. But I'm trying to reflect on how that could be in my situation, like female. It's important to remove things that make other people uncomfortable. So
Yeah,
I love
course,
that.
Yeah. You never want customers or coworkers to feel uncomfortable. So that's super important.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm really glad that you don't have to go through that, Laura. And whoever's leading that is doing a great job.
There's some things you just don't waver from, and that's one of them.
Yeah.
You know.
You
It
can't look
is.
past it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Zero tolerance.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right. So the fourth question for you, Laura, how do the men around you treat you?
That one is also a tough question, because my regular coworkers, we go through temp agencies, so we have new people coming in and out of there a lot. All of my regular coworkers are very respectful towards me. They take care of me as I do for them. They definitely treat me like a lady. Most of the time, a lot of them want to, especially the new ones, they want to jump in and try to help me with stuff that I am definitely perfectly capable of doing on my own, but that's where it comes in that they're all old-fashioned.
I feel like sometimes that can relate back to how we were talking about, like, people think that women have a lack of knowledge. So I wonder if they're helping her because they just want to be nice, or because
Or
they
I
think
wonder
she
if
needs
she's
the help.
lifting. Are they helping her lift?
Yeah, that's what I thought
Right.
too. So
Yeah.
maybe it's like lifting. I'm not sure exactly, but
Yeah.
that was kind of what I thought of.
But what was a word that Amy said that she used that stuck out to y'all?
Humility.
Starts
Did
with
you
an
say that?
R.
Oh, I don't even remember.
Respect.
Respect.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the word that stuck out. She said,
Well, one thing that makes me, I didn't mean to interrupt, but one thing that reminds me of this, when I was like big and pregnant and working in a skilled nursing facility, and like everybody would just run to help me, but it wasn't just, and it mostly was like a PT that's a male, but just because they wanted to make sure that I didn't hurt myself, even though I knew I was fine, but I always took it as, we're friends and we care about each other and we want to help each other. But
Like you're a team.
yeah, working as a team.
I love that. But imagine it from the other side. So if they weren't I'm so glad that Laura has a great experience where she's working. But so say like you're in a situation where Laura wasn't in a good situation and they wanted to try to twist it and be like, well, it can get, that's whenever, if you're have that means, if it's like I don't know if you guys know where I'm going with this. So basically, I'm trying to play devil's advocate here. So basically, if because it's hard when you start feeling like you're being kind of singled out and being having favoritism, then they could use it against you if somebody gets mad. Be like, oh, well, she thinks she's special because they help her lift. You see what I mean? So I like that she's in that environment and then it's not thrown up in her face. Because I don't know if she would have mentioned that, but I could see how if you're working with, it would come just be basically working with mean-spirited, jealous people.
Yeah.
And it all goes back to just having a mutual respect for each other and just having a good team that you work with and just
Mutual
building on
respect.
that.
I like that too. Like,
Yeah.
respect for each other.
I know, I love that. I just thought about me and Amy. We didn't talk about this, so we can't be dropping where we worked at this. We both worked at different places at this place, and it was so awful working there, and they were so mean.
Oh, we know. Yeah.
Yes.
This was short-lived, very short-lived for me.
Oh, I made it
This
6
was-
months.
I was in my very early 20s. But yeah, it was, and it was a male-dominated
It kind of was,
workspace.
but then you had, it was more male
Do
dominant.
you want me to say what it was?
No, because
Okay.
I don't want to be mean because there's probably great people that, but honestly, it, you know, because
Yeah.
you don't want to hurt a brand ever. It's a big brand. It's not
I
a mom and
remember
pop store.
somebody had come in and they were like, I saw you at da-da-da. And it was a guy and he like tried to ask me out. Yeah, while I was working there.
Oh,
But there was a lot of weird.
there's weird vibes from the women. I remember when I worked there, I kind of clung with the guys. They were nicer to me.
Yeah.
You know, they were nicer to me. And then I didn't even think about this when I was playing devil's advocate, but that conversation made me go here. I wasn't going there because I thought of that place. I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but
It's just an experience. We both had a very similar experience.
yes. So
at different
because
times.
they were nice to me, the females got mad.
Yes, and that's like some like middle school, high school.
That was
stuff,
wild.
too.
That was wild. And I was like, what are they saying? And I
Why are
was
they
like 19 then,
I
too.
remember, yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, I'm really glad that she lives. She works in a great atmosphere, but and that's cool. Maybe during the series we might hopefully you know, I don't know. It's hard when you work somewhere and you have to represent a place. But
Yeah.
I mean, the whole point, I think the goal in this series is just to, no matter what space you work in, male dominant, female dominant, mixed, have some respect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is probably the question, that last question you were thinking, maybe, Kayla. So Laura, do customers tend to treat you different than they treat the males?
Honestly, we don't really deal with any of the customers that we have where it's a plastics factory. So it's not retail at all. So we don't really interact with anybody outside of work. It's really just we see the same people every day, the same coworkers and all of that. I've never really had to deal with anybody outside of that. So I don't really have an answer for that one.
Well, that's good. At least you don't have that hurdle
Right.
to jump. Well, so I mean, consensus, Laura, we're happy for you.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. So a plastics factory. I've never worked in any type of factory setting.
Yeah.
No.
Me neither.
Is that local?
She lives in North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I figured she could be local, but I didn't know if it was like, you know, in the surrounding areas. That's interesting. You guys got any other comments on the?
I just wanted to say, if you are somebody who works in a male dominated field and you would want to be on Queenstalk, just message one of us and we would love to have you. Because as of right now, we don't really know anybody else who works in a male dominated field. So if you're interested or you know somebody who might be, just reach out to us and we would love to have you on Queenstalk.
I love that. So I'm going to do some business updates here to wrap us up really fast. So you're going to notice construction's going to be flying again here at the Hive. But it's going to be amazing. So what we're going to be working on the next couple weeks, or this will probably take about a month to get completed, is we're enclosing the salon. So we've got some exciting new service providers coming in and doing different services. So that's really exciting. So I just want to say, like you guys we do have a little bit more of the ceiling tiles, but I know when this is for the locals. I really appreciate your patience coming in and there, you know, being construction going. But we're super excited for the growth that it's going to have in the service list. And then it's going to be more aesthetically, am I saying that right?
Aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, yes. And Amy is killing it at the coffee bar and the lunch.
We're doing things.
Yes.
We're doing a lot of coffee. You
Yes.
guys come check it out. I'm still perfecting the frappes. We're getting there.
It's amazing
Yeah.
though. Like
So fun.
she's got behind the bar and she's got it taken care of. So do we need a lunch special tomorrow?
Tomorrow, meatball subs and
Protein boxes.
Protein boxes.
That's right. Protein boxes and meatball subs. And then, of course, frappes all day. This is all day from 10 to 6 tomorrow. If you want to place a lunch order, you can call us at 304-469-9355. Or are we doing it, letting them message us? Or we just
It'll probably be easier if you just call.
yes. little, I know people like to message, which we don't mind. Maybe we'll get everything squared away where we can do that. I know it's easier just to message real fast, but to keep everything organized for right now, just give us a call and get that put in. Is there anything else?
Did you want to talk about this?
Oh, that's a secret.
Oh, we can't talk. There's other things, but it's a secret.
I love it. It's, there's always something going on.
There is always something.
There is.
Holly is one. She's amazing.
She takes dreams and she makes them happen.
She is. She's like Disney. She's Disney for me.
People ask for things and she just shows up with it.
Yeah.
And I mean, when it's asked for, it's within 7 days, y'all. And sometimes within. So I gotta say this. This makes me think of
The
it.
refrigerator was funny.
Oh, the refrigerator. I didn't even think about that. I was thinking about the Christmas tree today.
Oh.
Christmas. Holly loves Christmas. I don't hate Christmas. I'm not a Grinch. But I got 4 kids, and Christmas is a little stressful on me. But I love her love for Christmas, but she knows I'm like, on the Christmas, okay? So she's like, she tells me today that we might be putting a Christmas tree up. So we're talking about, the potential Christmas tree coming quicker than what you normally would see it, which is November, right? And I'm going back to the office, and she's like, oh, the Christmas tree will be here tomorrow. I was like, what? It's just, it's that fast. And then the refrigerator, we're like, we need another refrigerator.
Yeah, someone asked for another refrigerator because we're running out of space, and like
Andrew Jr.'s rolling one in.
yeah, just showed up with a new fridge.
I love it. I know it's a lot to keep up with us adding all the time. And I know you're like, my gosh, there's just updates all the time. But
It's awesome. It's fun.
It is.
This is a fun environment. Before I even started to help out here, I just would come with my kids and I would hang out here.
I love it.
There's even like a little area where your kids can sit and play with toys, and they have a little TV. I mean, there's something for everybody. It's very family
It
oriented
is very
here.
family oriented. And we just set up we got our massage chairs and like a new seating area, so it's more comfortable while you wait on your services. We just really, I love what we're doing here. And we got a little promo going on. If you leave a review, is it what you want to tell them about it?
So if you leave a review about like a positive experience that you've had, whether it's in store or online, or even just watching Queen's Talk, or anything, a product that you loved, if you just go to the Hive Health and Boutique, how does it go?
The Hive Health Wellness and Boutique.
Yeah, so if you go to that page, it's on mine and Jenny's and the Queen Bee Boutique group. I have it tagged. Just go to that page and leave us a positive review, and I will message you with a coupon code for either 10%, 15%, or 20% off your next in-store or online purchase.
That's awesome.
That is
So
awesome.
all you have to do is leave a review, and I'll send you a message with a coupon code.
And I love that. That's so awesome. It's so important I think a lot of times people are so quick to leave a bad review, and not necessarily in our situation, but I know, we're mad. But that positive, when we have a good experience, it's kind of just overlooked.
Yeah, it's like people don't think about leaving review unless it's something bad that
Negative.
happened.
Yeah. So we're just trying to spread the positivity. We really appreciate those. Do we have comments on there we need to read?
Amy Martin said she messaged Holly about an experience, and Christy said, "You ladies are awesome."
Aw. Awesome, Amy, and we love you, Christy. We love all of our people. I love it. We appreciate you, and you can always shop the website at thebeeboutiques.com, and my bee pollen products are fully stocked. I have all the formulas right now, so you can order that at skinnywithjenny.com. Thanks, Amy, for coming on.
Oh, thank
I
you,
just love
guys.
it, and thanks, Kayla. All right, guys.